With you, the podcast that settles the debates once and for all, with your host, Lil B, and the hater.
Hello, welcome to the Mocking With You podcast. We are bringing you our top 10 wide receivers. That says tight ends. That is incorrect.
That is a little mess up.
I'm hoping Chris has the wrong slideshow pulled up.
I have the wrong side, so.
At least we've only been talking for 20 minutes and didn't notice that.
How did we not notice that?
Because big news while Chris is doing this, right before the show went off, Geno Smith from the Seattle Seahawks were just traded to the Las Vegas Raiders for a third-round draft pick. And can we just be honest that the Raiders are not serious?
Please do that. Just be asked, please.
Like, I'm not – all right, look, I'm going to say this with love because you know I've always had a soft spot for USC. So, Pete, I've always loved Pete. But you're bringing in a 74, going to be a 75-year-old head coach with a 35-year-old quarterback who just came off a very horrible season. Yeah, he threw for 4,000 yards because he had three really good receivers, but he threw for 21 touchdowns and 15 interceptions. It's not like he was fantastic, and the Seahawks got a third for him. The Raiders
like what?
And then the Raiders are talking about to pay Geno Smith 40 to 45 million extension. Like the Raiders with Geno and Pete literally are not being serious.
So 1.5 million.
Yeah,
For how many years though? Like you can't possibly. You him for more than 2 years, right?
Yeah, right. That's why it has to be a 2-year. Like he has 1 year left, so you get 3 years out of him. Hopefully,
That's not a bad. So like, it's not a bad idea. Get a Geno Smith and black the quarterback like Noah Sanders or.
You can't at that point now. If you're paying that quarterback that much money, he's your starter. If you're going to give him an extension at that thing, he's your quarterback, and Geno and Pete are now ankle tied together with shackles.
But let's go that 3-year deal, like then Noah Sanders.
You can't bench. You can't take a quarterback at where they're drafting right now. You can't. A quarterback is now taken off the board if you're paying. Oh, we said that with Kirk Cousins and the fucking Falcons did it. So
we did that. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like we said that with Kirk Cousins, and look, now we're gonna start the boy. He's not your boy, but he's my boy.
But all right, we got the slideshow. Let's go ahead and actually get into why we're here this week. Yes, so obviously we're doing our top 10 wide receivers this year. Chris is not a fan of this wide receiver class. I love this wide receiver class.
Let it be on record. I absolutely despise this class. And this is like one of my least favorite classes in the past 5 years.
He doesn't like it because he doesn't have the elite. And there is no elite. People might say Ted McMillan is an elite. He's not the same level as
that is not elite. He's great, but he's not elite.
He's not top 10. He's just not. Like, I know people keep mocking him there, but NFL scouts are telling us one thing and Twitter is telling us another thing. Listen to the NFL side, people, not the draft wannabe experts. Listen to the NFL experts, okay?
All right. So let's see what Nolan hooked up for us.
Obviously we're starting at 10. So I love Torrey Horton from Colorado State. He was injured. Hold on, let me pull up my notes. Chris went quicker than I was expecting him to.
Oh, my bad.
No, you're fine. So Torrey Horton, wide receiver, Colorado State, 22 years old, 6'3", 195 at the combine. This man was from 2020 to 2021 was at Nevada and then transferred and upgraded himself to Colorado State, if we want to call it an upgrade. He had a season-ending injury to the knee this year versus San Jose State, which was the 5th game. That's why his stats are going to say one thing. So in 2024, he only had 26 receptions for 353 and 1, but he only played 4.5 games. But in 2023, he was 96, 11, 30, 1,136 yards, 4 touchdowns. In 2022, 71 receptions, 1,131 yards, and 8 touchdowns. And then, like every other year, he had 600 yards and 5 touchdowns. So every year for 5 years, he was productive. He had his COVID year. That's why he has his 5th year. But every year in college, he was very productive. He ran a 4.41 at the combine and not being fully healed from his knee injury.
I didn't see that for the Rams, though.
Yeah, he ran a 4.41.
I was about to ask what the medicals were.
Yeah, so he participated on the on-field drills, but he was not.
By the way, he don't look like he runs with 4.4 on tape.
No, he runs fast. He runs faster.
So,
yeah, so that's why he's one of those guys. He has the body frame, the speed to be a wide receiver 1, and everything that you want from wide receiver 1. I just think playing at Colorado State and Nevada and then being injured this last year hurts him and it's going to make him fall down the ranks. I think if he had a full season, he's arguably a top 8 guy, not a top 10 guy. Like I'm sneaking him in here at number 10. But body control, shifty, makes defenders misses. He threw a touchdown pass in 23 versus Colorado, which was really nice.
by the way, he's bowling Colorado.
Yeah. He's a punt returner, so he adds that with his speed, which I always love to see a guy who you might not be able to start off right away to be able to help on special teams. So, and he makes all the catches. I love Torrey Holton. I think he has an upside to be a wide receiver 1.
The problem I had with him is the guy's not going to make my top 10. I didn't know what the medicals were.
No, that's fine. I think I'm throwing him in here because if he was able to do what he did at the combine, I'm going to say his medicals are fine.
Right.
I'm taking the risk, and I understand why other people are not.
But I do like that him, and I kind of regretting not putting him on my list, but whatever. All right. I was just showing you for the podcast, I forgot to put my notes in on him. From what I remember, he was the best wide receiver that Stanford had. And by the way, Stanford is absolute garbage.
Oh, God, yes, they are. I think.
And I'm not just saying that because I'm a UFC fan, but I really think this guy has the potential to be a solid number 2 in the league, and be somebody. He hasn't even reached his potential as soon as at Stanford.
So, yeah,
They call it Texas. I like his demeanor on the field. He's 50. He's big. I think I had him 6'2". He ran a 4.4.
He's 6'2", 210. He's 21 years old.
Yeah. He's still got potential to be really good.
I'll talk about him later.
You're higher on him than I am.
Yeah, I am higher on him than you are.
Oh, good. I thought I was going to be alone in this one.
No.
All right, so
It'll be
back
you
to
again. Ooh. Low on Royals?
a little bit.
I like Royals.
I do like Royal, by the way. I kind of ran out of time before the.
I watched 24 wide receivers, so.
Hater did not.
I know. I'm already on 9 running backs there, Hater.
Hater don't like this class.
Hater, I'm on 9 running backs. How many running backs do you have?
I watched one, Benton. I watched a little bit of the Iowa running back,
Caleb Johnson.
Caleb Johnson, yeah. Tyler was like, let's Caleb Johnson.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about Royals here.
All right, I'm a running back. And Royals, 6 foot, even, 205, and he ran a 4.42. And never seen, when I'm watching this tape, it never looks like he's like going that fast.
Yeah.
Like he's seamless on the field.
Yeah.
Texas in practice, I said in my notes, he glides on the field. It's kind of like he's gliding on skates out there. Clearly, the best player on that team is Utah State is ass, and he's going to be better at the next level, just like on the more. I can't say his name.
It's just how it sounds. Dale Manor.
Oh man.
Me telling you how to say a name is trouble.
You telling me how to say a name. This is a new day.
So I can easily tell you who my number 9 is because I'm higher than him when Chris hits the button. A.O. Mayer is my number 9. I told you I was higher.
Okay, so we're not too far off here.
No, but I do love him as well. So he's 6'2", 210, 21 years old, 24 seasons, he has 63 receptions, 831 yards, and 6 touchdowns. It is down from yards from the 23 season where he had 1,013 yards on 62 receptions. So his yak or his average catch dropped, but it's because he had 3 quarterbacks this last season at Stanford. As Chris said, Stanford was ass. Sorry out there but he was. Stanford was horrible this year. He has a second gear speed. Once he gets in the open field, he clicks and finds another gear. My problem, though, Chris, he had 6 drops in the 2023 season. That was last year.
And 2023?
Yeah.
But 2024 was having
I couldn't find the stat, but but they did say in 24 he did still have around the same amount of drops. They didn't give me a number, so I'm assuming 4 to 6.
So that's not good.
Yeah. Well, I'll get to
Sorry, I didn't even know that.
But the big thing you want to talk about A.O. Mayer here is his touchdown catch in 23 against Travis Hunter. He made Travis Hunter look like a fool on a play. So that's what you like to see, is that he made a top 5 pick look bad.
Yeah.
Points the ball, hard to bring down. Once he doesn't go down on first contact. He was 14 for 29 on contested catches, so he's about 50% for contested.
I know what you're looking for.
Yeah, what you're looking for.
I might a little bit better, but whatever.
Yeah, he is. I thought he had wide receiver 1 potential. He has the body frame, and I think he did the best he could in the bad situation with he had.
Who was the quarterback? Daniels? What Daniels was that?
Oh God, dude, he had 3. I forget, but the one guy who played the most was Daniels, and I forget his first name. You would have to look it up.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, but great body control. I really like A.O. Mayer, and I think he has a lot of potential. I think he could be a round 2 prospect. I wouldn't be shocked. And let me just say this right now. I think the top 4 are set. You could, from 5 to 15, it is however you want to rank them. I won't argue you. This wide receiver class is that deep and that insane, like talent level wise in that range, where it's just a floating board. Wherever you want to move a player, that's fine. I have no problem with that. So if you think some of these guys are high or low, that's how I'm viewing this board. This board will change a lot. My boards from the previous episodes have changed a lot for my top 10s.
So his name was Ashton Daniels.
Yes.
He transferred from Auburn.
Oh, okay. So my number 8, Chris already jumped the gun, and it's Jack Bosch from TCU. Here's my problem. This is why a little lower on, but he's 23 years old. He's a little older. He's 6'2", 216. He is a one-year wonder. For this last year, he had 62 receptions, 1,334 yards, and 9 touchdowns. Every other season, like 23, he 12 catches, 146 yards. 22, 16 receptions for 200 yards and 1 touchdown. 21, his freshman year, which was his best season until this year, was 43, 489, and 3. So he had a knee injury in the 23 season. That's why his stats were low, because he was hurt most of the year. He is a big story. If everybody didn't watch the Combine or the Senior Bowl, you might not know this. Jack lost his brother in the terrorist attack on Bourbon Street this last year in New Orleans.
So he's got like the whole.
It's just it's everybody's talking about it. So I thought I'd also people who might not know he did lose his brother in the terrorist attack in New Orleans this last year.
And balled out at the Senior Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah, he had a great Senior Bowl. I told my brother, and I think you might like this, Chris. My comp for him is Jordy Nelson.
I thought about that when I was watching him.
So he only had one drop in the 2024 season.
One drop.
One drop. I thought he was also probably the best blocking wide receiver in this class. He's very shifty. He has a good route tree. He was an LSU transfer as well.
What?
He had 12 contested catches this last season, and he had a 66% catch rate in those contested catches.
Yeah. No. I mean, I'll get to him in a little bit here.
But yeah, so those are my stats about him. I love Jack. I thought when I was looking like right.
I love how you had the contested catch percentage. I don't have all that.
Dude, I was just finding.
You must get into this.
I went.
Haters just like in the top of the milk here.
I went down deep. I figured both of our teams need wide receivers, so I went deep. I wanted to be a little deep in this, but yeah, I love him. Like I said, Jordy Nelson comp for me. I think he's another late day 2, late day round 2, early round 3.
I think he doesn't make it out at day 2.
I think all these top 10 wide receivers that I'm putting on here will be gone by round 3. End of round 3.
All right, let's see who I put. Babion Williams. I don't want to put it higher, but I forgot. I'm not gonna lie. I had to go to the store, and then I ran out of time, so it just remained the list that I made. I would have put him with Boss. And I'm gonna put my hand Boss next, but I like Williams. This guy is what he's doing.
Who did I tell you he reminded me of?
Who did you say?
Who did I tell you Savion? Deebo Samuel.
No, he didn't know. He's like Deebo on steroids.
Yeah, he runs the Wildcat. He does it. He throws the football. He does it all.
My biggest fear is like he ends up getting drafted by some dumb team that doesn't know how to use him.
So I can tell you Savion is not in my list. So here, I can throw you some stuff. Savion
not on your list.
He's sitting outside my
this
top
guy's 10. A dog and he's not on your list.
He's sitting outside my top 10.
Wow, I can't believe this. This is absolute travesty,
dude.
Justice.
The thing I saw about him
is this guy's gonna be a Pro Bowler.
He's 24 years old.
Don't care.
Okay. 6'4", 222. He ran a 4.48 at the combine. He's a former high school quarterback. I kind of also said Chenault.
Laviska Chenault, but he's way better than Chenault.
100%. You are correct, but I'm just saying playmaking ability and what he did for the teams. Same.
For Colorado.
Yeah.
I've seen it, but I'm telling you, this guy will make a Pro Bowl.
Oh, I believe
they only have 6 years to do it, but
yeah. You want to know another thing about him? 71% contested catch rate.
That's stupid. This guy's an absolute dog and he's not in the top 10.
Dude, I like this class, man. He's not in my top 10. He's outside of it. I would have to look. You want to know? All right, hold on. I'll tell you where he's at on my board. You might not like where I have him on my board.
I think his brother is you're like, oh, come on.
He's 14.
Well,
I watched 24 wide receivers.
That's despicable, man. That's just, oh.
He's 14. He's 14 on my list.
He wants dogs. Okay?
He's a
And
yak
speaking of
monster.
dogs,
Savion Williams is a yak monster.
speaking of dogs, I did not know that he was that old, but
Yeah,
both of these guys.
it was a little like it. I heard somebody say it and I saw somebody say it, but then they also said they weren't sure. So, but he's up there. He's like a 5th or 6th year guy. So, I mean, the math somewhat there to make him a little higher.
Yeah, so I pretty much what this is echoing everything that's said about Boss, but I think that he's going to do like, help me at Patriot.
I said he seems like I said he's a Charger. He seems
Or
like
Charger.
he seems
He's
like
a Charger or a Patriot. Somebody that Mike Vrabel would want to draft. Mike Vrabel wants dogs. This guy's got dog mentality. He can do everything. He's tough. If you put him on special teams, he'll blow people up. I have no doubt whatever this kid plays, he'll be good.
Yeah.
May not get that long out of him.
I also said height, weight, speed for Bosch.
Yeah, he was surprising.
I don't think he ran the 40, but I think he runs a 4.5.
Consistent.
But he has the height and the weight as well. He's 216, 6'2".
Yeah. He's consistent.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what we have.
Jalen Royals from Utah.
Jalen Royals. You are higher on him than I am.
Yes. So Jalen Royals from Utah State, 22 years old, 6 foot, 205. His 24 season was 55 catches, 834 and 6. His 23 season was 71, 1,080 and 15. So he was a little less this last year. He's most likely a slot wide receiver. He has soft hands. He had a one-handed catch versus Utah, was just stupid off the sideline. He had a foot injury in the 24 season. Yeah. He played the first 7 games and then was out for the rest of the year, which is why his stats were a little bit lower this last year. I thought he was a very elite route runner, quick first step, great ball vision, and he's a kickoff returner, so he adds you that. He did not run the 40, but I wrote down a 4.4 to a 4.5 from what I saw on tape.
I think it's around that.
Yeah. So I really like Jalen Royals. I think he'll be a great slot receiver. I thought he was an elite route runner. And he's
22?
22.
Okay.
Yeah. And then hold on, before I gotta look. I want to have my notes ready before you jump here, so I know where I'm at.
I won't jump.
Go ahead. I'm good. Oh, I had that wrong. I was looking at it wrong. So Jalen Noel. I was on one page. So Jalen Noel is the wide receiver from Iowa State. 22 years old as well. He's 5'10", 194. 24 season, he had 80 receptions, 1,194 yards, 8 touchdowns. 23 season, 66, 820 and 7. 22, 60, 572 and 3. So every year progresses. Even his sophomore year, he had no touchdowns, but he had some catches and yards. What I love to see is progression every season, and he did that while at Iowa State. Played mostly in the slot. I thought he was very quick and twitchy. He's good in zone. He finds in the zone and finds the soft spots when it's so we're agreeing here on.
I'm playing along the front edge.
He was a punt returner, which I like too. Physical for a slot receiver. High points to ball. He has very good body control. He can beat the physical man press, even though at his 5'10", 194 frame, he makes a lot of contested catches. I couldn't find his contested catch rate. Say that 5 times fast. And I thought he created very good separation as well.
Yeah, he finds a way to get open in the zone. How to split coverage. He knows how to split coverage.
Yeah.
With something like, I'm kind of reminds me of Martin Brown in a way, but
yeah, I'll give you that from college. Yeah.
I don't know who else to think of, but it don't come to me. But man, his catch against North Texas,
Yeah. Yeah,
absolutely insane.
he made a lot of great catches. He was all over the field.
Amazing spin move. I like that spin move he does. He'll catch anything. That's all I really got. Like, I think you said all I had else that I have in my notes.
No, you're good. I didn't know that you were going to follow up with me on him.
Oh, I remember talking about him earlier. I was like, man, this is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna be a solid number 3 for a long time.
I saw
How old did you say it was?
22. No, wait.
Okay.
22, yeah. Sorry. I was looking at I had Jalen and Jalen back to back.
Did he run the 40?
Jalen did not run the 40. Hold on, maybe he was the one guy I forgot to look at the 40 while I was looking up the other random stats about trying to find up the stats. I can give it to you in 2 seconds. I had the freaking combine.
Yeah, I did feel and I completely forgot to write a note down.
Yeah, I think this is the one time he might have not ran though either. He did 4.39.
4.39? Oh man,
Yeah.
okay, that's exactly what I'm saying on tape. So yeah, I would love to put him on the Chargers.
Yeah, I don't think you need him though. You already have a lad. You need a big boy.
But Lad's on number 2, bro. Like, don't put Lad anywhere.
Lad's gonna be a slot guy his whole damn career. Let's not.
All right. Let's see what you got. I think it's gonna go with me.
Yeah.
Okay. It's Amika Buka.
Wow, low on Amika.
Yeah, I am low on him. I'm sorry, guys. His game is consistent. It's not flashy, but we were talking about this earlier. But I just like a couple other guys more than him that are flashy. Great runner, doesn't allow you with speed, understands how to get open, solid hands, will be a great number 2 or number 3. But he's not going to be a number 1.
He's not
He's
flashy.
not going to take over games.
No, he's not that type of guy.
Don't ask someone to be that guy. He ain't that guy.
But he always did something. He always did really a lot for Ohio State, sitting behind.
Also, too, by the way,
he was behind Marvin Harrison, Closo Vlave. He was there for 4 years. So I'm thinking of the other guy missing, Garrett Wilson. This guy was putting up numbers all those years behind all those guys. So he's a very complimentary wide receiver.
Yeah, no, he's great. I think that I just like that couple other guys better.
Yep.
Let's see what we have at 5.
Jaden Higgins, wide receiver, Iowa State. I have Iowa State back-to-back. 22 years as well. He's 6'4", 216. His 24th season, he had 87 catches, 1,183 yards, 9 touchdowns. 23, he was 53, 9, 83, and 6. 22, 58, 7, 57, and 10. Again, another guy that consistently got better every year, so you'd love to see it. It wasn't a one-year wonder. He had a touchdown against Iowa that stole the ball back from the defender, and it should have been an easy reception, and it was a touchdown. It was a beautiful play against Iowa.
It was beautiful.
He always wins.
Awesome.
He always wins the 50-50 balls. He attacks the ball. He makes the contested catches.
Did you get his stats on that?
No, the site that I was getting free stats from, and people didn't have the stats for him, so I didn't get it. He does not have an elite release or speed.
Did he run
the
40?
I don't think Jaden did. I think he was one of the guys that did sit out. But it just shows on tape. That's his knock for me, is that he's
not very fast.
He ran a 4.47. So average good speed for the wide receiver.
That's good speed for the wide. It's a ladder but
yeah. He is a red zone nightmare though. That he high points the ball. He's 6'4". He will be a nightmare for a team. He has very good body control. He's shifty for his length, and he can play inside and outside. I really like Jaden. Like, I think there's a lot he does well. He's the one guy I think here that can easily convert himself into a wide receiver one. I'm a little higher on Emeka. Like, everything you said, you've pretty much knocked out of the park. I'll just give out some stuff. He's 6'1", 205. He's also 22 years old. Speaking of the wide receivers while he was there, so these are his stats. 2024, he had 81 catches, 1,000 yards, and 10 touchdowns. 23, 41, 5, 15, and 4. 22, he was 74, 1,151 and 10. So he was
productive.
He had a season ankle injury in the 23 season. That's why his stats were a little down that year. He had the ankle surgery in October and played in November. So he had a surgery and came back, but obviously wasn't as productive because he was coming off of surgery. Waits till the last second to put up his hands, which is a good thing. He doesn't get hit when the ball is coming, so the wide receiver can't come try to knock it down. So the ball's here. He's putting his hands out now to catch it, which I love to watch. He has a very good release. He's very good route runner, Chris. I mean, everything that Chris already said. He doesn't have the breakaway speed. Like,
I don't like hitting from the back that doesn't have a separation.
Yeah, he has an elite stutter step though. His stutter step's pretty.
He's funny. It is funny. Like, I almost let them at 4 if I had them at 4 originally.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we're going to find out who I put at 4.
You probably put my guy 5 to 4, didn't you? You just flip-flopped it.
I did. I like Higgins. I like me from Higgins. Everything Todd said about Higgins is so true. But he made all the catches. I think I like Evans from his game.
Yeah. Some people have said that.
I think I like Evans.
I agree. There's some
That's
like
probably what made me put him at 4 and he reminded me of Mike Evans. Like, he's big, he can throw and people, he might be able to take over some games. I think he's on the cusp of wide receiver 1.
Yeah.
And so that's what put him over just a little bit.
Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, again, I think you could this is a floating board, I think, with wide receivers. I think it's going to be changing left and right. I'm curious on who you have at 3.
Oh, I know, huh?
I wonder if we're on the same. Oh, okay.
How is this guy so wide open? I'm serious. Like,
He's
you told me before the show that he ran at 4.9.
He ran the fastest 40 at the combine.
Yeah, I mean, that explains why he's always so open, but just if you have speed doesn't mean you get open. Like, this guy understands coverage and how to get open.
Mm-hmm. He does.
His size is just a little bit too much for me. Like, I mean, again, well, Don is what, 5?
He's 6 foot 194
as well.
He's 6 foot 194.
He's 6 foot? Oh, I have 5'11" in my notes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that might change. Oh, 1 inch, like 10 Spencer. He gets just the way the ball is. Oftentimes I saw where it was underthrown and he went back with the ball. Like, he understands what to do and how to make an adjustment in mid-route. It's not hopeful.
Yeah, you're right. I know you're right. I agree with everything you're saying. We'll talk about
everything in his radius. It's impressive. And I probably wanted to tell him the 1, but I just couldn't. Now let's see what little put it for me. Ooh, what?
Luther Burden III, wide receiver from Missouri, 21 years old. He's 5'11", 208. 24 season, he was 61 catches, 676 yards, 6 touchdowns, coming down from his 23 season of 86, 1,212, and 9 touchdowns. That's also because Brady cooked his ass. But that I'm not going to affect him. That's why he's still.
And then have home trader.
Yeah. He's a slot wide receiver. He's lined up 222 snaps in the slot. He's only 30 outside. He lined up 30 times on the outside and 222 in the slot.
That's crazy.
He has a 20.
Guy.
Yeah. He has a 20.7 average for his catch. So, I mean, he's average for catching. He has a 66.7% catch rate, not contested, 66.7 contested or catch rate. Just normal. I comped him to Lad. I really think he's a Lad McConkey in this draft. He has route diversity. He has quickness and speed, spin move, footwork. You can use him in anything. He's a playmaker. I put dog, like dog in high capital letters, dog. Because that's what he needs. Field awareness, great footwork, can make the tough catches. Like, I love Luther Burden. I think Luther Burden is going to be a very good, great player. And I'm glad that there's rumors of him falling out of the – like, I hate it because if he falls out of the first and gets high drafted in the second, he's going to a shitty team. I still hope a back-end team picks him up, like a Josh Allen –
I mean, like, you never know with the back end of the round, somebody is played in there.
Yeah, you're right. I love Luther. I hope he falls to the late first so he can go to a great situation. I do not want him getting screwed over in the Browns or the Raiders or something.
God.
I
mean, like, I wouldn't think that with Smith, but
yeah.
Oh, he did it. He did it, huh?
So
did what I heard do and you did it.
I did it. I was gonna wait. I did it. We'll talk about it. But so we got Tet McMillan. I'm not gonna try to say his full first name. Tet.
T-Mac.
Yeah, T-Mac, wide receiver, Arizona, 21 years old, 6'5", 212. So he has what you want. He's the height and he has the weight. His 24 season is 84, 13, 1,319, and 8. His 23 season was 90, 1,402, and 10. So he is back-to-back really good years. Great speed, great good away speed, smooth movements, good routes, great hands and ball vision, high points the ball, makes all the catches, slow off the line. He doesn't have
his good out is not that good.
He does not have a good release. If he's covered, just throw it to him. He'll get the catch. Lines up on the inside, outside. Could improve his comeback routes. His comeback routes are very sloppy and very slow, just like his game. Yeah.
I mean, like, when he comes, like, you know what I mean.
Yeah. I mean, he's obviously could be a wide receiver 1 because he has the traits, but everybody is automatically slamming him as the wide receiver 1 top 10 pick. It's not there. It's not there. He has good tape. He's not a top 10 pick type of talent. None of these wide receivers are. It's just not that type of year. But there could be 3 to 4 wide receivers that go in the back half of the first round. And McMillan should be talked about 15 to 20. It's about McMillan's range.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see. Let's get the dog in here, though. Let the dog eat. This dog is going to eat. This guy will eat, unlike McMillan, he will eat the steal of the draft. Of the first round. Or second round. Make qualifications, I think, what you said that. I love seeing him go in jet motion. I would like to see more jet motion with him.
Get him open. Get him
open. Get him the ball on the reverse. Put him in the backfield. All kinds of things. I think that the 49ers might be the team that might pick him up.
Savion Williams is a 49er. Let's just go ahead and throw that
out. I mean, well, maybe they get them both. I don't know. They need some wide receivers.
They're talking about trading Ayuk, and they already traded freaking Samuel.
What did Samuel know again?
Commanders.
Oh, man. Commanders got so good. Oh. All right. But that's what I got. The same things he said. Like, He's just man, this guy can do anything. How old did you say he was? I never looked at the age.
For who? Burden's
Hold on.
22.
It's not that bad.
I mean, this is all wide receivers in this class are 22 for the most part. There's some 20 and random 21s, but for the most part, it's a 22-year-old class.
And I got Matt as number one.
You're because he's the potential true one.
But potential to one, and I just love this tape, but I just don't love it enough that I was drafting it. If I was with him, I'm not drafting him with those 10 picks. Those 15 picks, honestly.
Yeah, I mean.
You know who it reminded me of, kinda, is the guy from, what Lamar, what did Lamar do? Louisville.
Who?
The guy from Louisville a couple years ago.
Ooh, you're drawing. You got me on.
I got a big old blank. I'm sorry, but he was a big guy. Everyone thought he might be really good in the NFL and never get pan out. So I hope he don't end up like that guy. But
I think McMillan could easily be a very good wide receiver. I mean, he's another Michael Evans-ish. He has the same length, the same body type. You know, he does.
I don't think he has the same dart mentality. But yeah.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying tape wise. If you want, you know, he has this. He has the comp of Mike Williams with his body size and his length and his they have the same body. If you put them side by side and didn't put a uniform on them and covered up Mike Williams or Mike Evans' tats, you could almost say they're the same fucking player. They look like. But obviously, we said it. He said it. I did it. He is truly going to be the first wide receiver taken off the board, folks. I hope you understand that right now. Everybody's talking about it. He is truly the number one wide receiver in this class. Chris was gushing over him, and has him at 3.
I know.
I was sitting here smiling while he's gushing over the wide receiver and has him at 3. Yeah. So Matthew Golden, wide receiver, Texas, 21 years old. So he's one of the young pup out of these guys. 6 foot, 194, as we've already said. His 24th season, it was 58 catches, 987 and 9. 23 when he was the backup to all those wide receivers. He was 38, 404 and 6. In 22, he was 38, 584 and 7. So he's always been pretty good. He has a 70% catch percentage. 70% of the time he's catching the ball. Throwing his
good.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Body control. I forget which game it was. I forgot what game, but he had a comeback twist catch in the end zone.
That's what I'm talking about when hitting back to the ball.
He does have he has some drop. The drop against Georgia in the SEC championship was pretty bad. He has a great release, but obviously because he runs a 4.29.
By the way, Devontae
Parker. That's good. Yeah. Good old Parker. There it is. He had a really good career for a little while. Ball vision, soft hands, makes the tough catches, motions, fluid movements. I can sit here. Chris said almost everything that needed to be said about Matthew Golden, but he's the number one. He will be the number one wide receiver taken off the board draft night here in 40-something days. But who do you not? So those are our top 10. Who's an honorable mention for you? That
honorable mention, I'm so mad that I didn't get Horton in, but you didn't mention Horton, so sorry, my notes.
I'm shocked that you don't have him on here, and we're gonna have to just throw him out there because there's people yelling at us right now. You know that, right? Trey Harris has to be mentioned.
You know why? So I have him at 11.
I have him at 11 as well.
You told me, injury issues.
Drop issues.
So, drop issues, inconsistent. He loves Jackson Dawson guy, but I I think the more I kept watching other guys, the more I just was like, no.
That's what happened with me too. It's like I had him started off at like 5, and then I just started watching more guys, and
His routes are just not crisp as
yeah,
well.
yeah. Slower release. He has a strong frame. Injury. Yeah.
Juice Wells, I like Juice Wells.
Juice Wells, the other Old Miss.
Fun for it to get open, however, the speed and the size were in the next level.
Yeah. If I had to, you went out there. Who do I really want to? I want to pinpoint. All right, we'll talk about it really quickly. We got to mention him. I'm gonna throw him out there. Everybody knows his name because of his horrible combine. Tez Johnson from Oregon, 22 years old, 5'9", 154. That the height isn't the worry. It is, but it isn't. But 154.
Wasn't Tutu Atwell? Didn't he weigh that much?
No, they said the last like 10 years, and they put guys, and Tutu wasn't even that small.
Okay.
So here's the problem. I'm going to trust the tape more than his numbers because his tape tells you something different. Because he never looked that small on tape. It was kind of shocking when I saw his weight. He doesn't look that small on tape. He truly doesn't. He ran a 4.51, which is the big thing being at that speed. If you're that small, you better have elite speed. And a 4.5 is not going to cut it.
That's not doing it.
But he was a special teamer, and I think that's right where he's going to have to make his niche in the NFL to stay in for a little bit. Is he was a very good punt returner, and that's where he's going to have to be a returner and then get himself on the field, which he will be able to, because he does a lot of everything. His tape is very solid, but he's just a guy that he was considered a top 10, top 5, top 8 receiver. But his combine murdered him, and he went from a day 2 pick to a mid-round day 3 pick.
Yeah, I feel bad for the guy.
Yeah. And another one I really like is I want to throw him. Oh God, there's a lot of guys. I really like Kyle Williams from Washington State. 5'11", 190. Great dude. First 3 years was at UNLV before he went to Washington State. He was a yak monster, makes defenders miss, creates separation. He had a 7.7 drop rate, which was the 21st in college. So that's why he's low for me, is he had some drop issues.
Too many drops. He's going to have to fix that out. But he has a 69.2% contested rate, which was the 4th best in college football. So that's always funny when you see something like that. It's like he makes the hard catches, but then blocks the easy ones.
James Jones. I'm going to drop it. I have 4 guys around me. I'm going to catch that bitch.
It's like not. It's a lot of it makes no sense when it happens.
Yeah. So yeah, I love this. I truly, like I said, I'll say it 1,000 times. You can easily float this board any way you want, and I have no problem with it. But those are our top 10 wide receivers for the 2025 NFL draft. Next week, we have the running backs, and then the week after that, we're with the quarterbacks, and we are done with our ranks, and we're going to get into the fun of mocking.
The fun of mocking. Like, I'm like dying to mock. I'm honestly tired of tape at this point. And you guys can tell that this is not done his homework as well.
This is homework. Yeah, this is not like sitting here but yeah, it's getting crazy. But we only got 2 more weeks. I dove into these because I knew these weeks are going to be rough. I got ahead of the game so I could be done because I stopped mocking. I stopped mocking until I watched. I wanted to know these guys.
Like why are we? I just hate that the fact that a lot of these people who do these mocks, they don't even watch the tape.
Yeah, they just
professional value. No. Yeah. Okay, I don't give a crap about the trade value or whatever. I care about the tape.
I care, yeah. So again, tune in next week when we have our top 10 running backs, and obviously this is probably the best running back class in the last 20
I'll win
years.
my A game. Because you know what? I'll get up with it. You know, I'm not going to take a page out of Tyler's book. I'm going to get up with it still.
You're going to get up for this show?
Yeah. We need a running back. Closers need a running back.
Yes, they do. They need a lot. Let's be honest.
Thank you for watching. Listening to the Mocking You podcast. Yours truly, Lil B at Brunelli Sports and the Hater at Supercharged 33.